So, hello everyone, here we are back. I will have to switch out cameras soon because this one only has like 28 minutes left. I don't know why, because I was recharging it, but you know, you never know. Anyways, we are now at war. So we'll have to look up what this actually means. We have to pay for this. And what this does is, if active enemy already has a war column in a map space. No, they don't. If more than one or more ravaged counters in an enemy space belonging to the active enemy execution this no, that's not it either. If the active enemy square enemy space is a peace space, remove the peace counter and place it on the bottommost empty space. Aha! Now, we have this. West square enemy space only is treated as a peace space for trade purposes. Player may not conduct raid or warpath actions in West square enemy space. Now the question is, should I have put the peace counter here? It doesn't say. Because if this had been what I should have done, then the only thing that happens at the war step is you remove the counter, and that's all there is. Let's see if we can check in the rules of play. Peace. A space marked with either a peace or ally instruction counter is a peace space, which trumps enemy space status. If a square space is a peace space, all settlements belonging to that enemy are also peace spaces. Okay, so essentially I should have put this here, which I did not do, but okay. That doesn't alter play in any way, but it just means this one goes away and no other things happen in the war action. Okay. So that's that. And the Santa Fe Trail card has not been revealed, so this isn't going to happen. So operations goes down 1. What are we going to do? Let me just check one thing. That happens during planning, doesn't it? I remember reading somewhere that the passage of time counter moves. Oh yeah, only at the end of passage of time. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So now is a new day for us. And I believe what we are going to do is we are going to for Comancheria B, we're just going to put in the active groups, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. No, actually we're going to switch those around like this. We have several war bands that we can use now. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and we're going to try a trade action. Now trade works as follows. We can use bison captives or horse counters in its possession for each race. Okay, we don't have any, so we can't do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on a hunt action. So we don't even have horses. Okay, it's going to take longer. It's fine. We're going to move here. That's all we can do. Because simply we don't have enough movement points, because without horses this takes us too long. Then from here what we're going to do is we're going to send these guys over here. It's going to take us 1 to get there, so 3. Or are we going to take the 5s? Okay, then we're going to do this differently. Then these guys are going to... We're going to go on a raid. Or should we? Yeah, we could get rid of these guys. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move 1, 2. We're going to attack these guys. Let's roll a die. Medicine is 1. Nope. So we draw 3 counters. Oh, and they... Okay, so basically we do this and this. And if we draw this, what happens? Do we actually carry this out? We raided unsuccessfully. Does this actually then work? Let me see. Okay, so now we need to resolve this. So we need to execute the instruction on the front non-striped side of the counter drawn from the draw cup, and it's a war action. If active enemy already has a war column, no. If +1 ravaged, no. If the active enemy square is a peace space room, no. Form a war column. Place war instruction into the active enemy's square enemy space. Along with a strength counter equal to AP cost of the war instruction. Oh my god, it's a 6. That's not good. Do we even have a 6? Strength counter. Here we are. Okay, that's not good. Okay, so choose randomly between, okay, AP cost of the war instruction plus the number of active enemies settlements in play. Okay. I don't know if this is all of them, in which case it would be 8. Yeah, okay, so they're gonna get +2 because it cannot exceed 8. I don't know how to do this actually, so we're just gonna add this to it. So we have 6 and 1. And then what happens? Okay, so then nothing happens. Okay. So that was a hoot and a half. So we're going to do this again. We're going to raid one more time. First, sorry, we need to roll for medicine. No. And we're going to draw 3 counters. 1, 2, 3. So 1 success. And 5 enemy APs. So this gets 1 ravaged counter. And then for good measure, we're gonna raid them one more time. No, actually we're gonna move back here. And they're finished. Oh, actually we're gonna expend 1 horse counter and we're gonna return to the Comancheria. We're going to take 1 more band out for movement for action points 5. 1, 2. We're gonna raid. We don't have a Mahiana with us, so we only draw 2 counters. Let's see what we get. We get 2 successes. Oh, sorry, when we did the first thing we would have gotten something, so we took captives for these guys. Just gonna horses for these guys. And these guys are gonna get captives. Second ravaged. And we're going to take horses as well. And we're going to raid one more time. And we get a success. So we get more captives. Oh, we're going to take more horses actually. And 4 enemy points. And we add 1 more ravaged token. And now we have 1 movement. 1. And then we're going to expend 1 horse counter to go back to our Comancheria. And then that's finished. So these guys are also finished. We don't do anything with them anymore. Whoops. Yeah. We've got 3 bison over here, so that's enough. Okay. So now these ones get expended and put back. We now have the situation that we have 2 groups. Just going to move the camera a little bit. War bands, because we placed the 4 that we had next to the Paraibo Medicine counter. We activated 5, so they went away. We have 2 more, which we're not going to activate, but we have these 2 empty spaces, and I believe that I'm allowed to take action points for this. Or is it only during planning? Player may collect action points equal to the number of empty spaces to the left of the leftmost banned space on the medicine track. Okay, so we get 2 action points. And we return these to the box, but they are unfinished. Okay, so next up is the check. We need to roll a die for every single. No, nothing. Yes, they get to act 1 time without having to spend any money or any action points. And it is the west that activates, and the west is over here. And first of all, we're going to see 6 piece gets flipped to war. And they can do a settlement action, which they can do over here. So let's just ensure that we did this correctly. Settle. There is no ravaged. No. Yeah. Okay, so they were able to do this, so this one goes away for free. And now, oh my god, they have so much. They have 6, 10, 14, 16 activation points. So we've done this. So now we need to, whoops, that one was the ally, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so what happens next is we draw one, redraw and redeal 1 counter. Oh, great. It's getting worse. So now we're going to start acting. Let's see who gets to act. 1, it's the north. Okay, so first of all, the north is going to spend 4 to no, we have to check which ones we're going to flip, or which one we're going to flip. And we're going to flip number 2. Okay, so first we're going to spend 4 on an encroach action. And encroaching, we do. So this ravaged counter goes away. And that's the end of this action. Recover instruction 637. Let's see what this is. Recover. Remove 1 ravaged counter from any space containing an active enemy's piece. Okay, done. Next up, they have raid, which we're going to spend 3 on. The raid action works as follows. Step 1, if North already has a war column in a map space, they do. If that war column is already in the space as a band or rancheria, in the same space as a band or rancheria, terminate this procedure, otherwise move the North's war column 1 space and check for its strength reduction. So we're going to move this. It's quite simple. We just have to one way to go. So we're going to go here. And now what we need to do is we need to check for strength reduction. 3.1 steps 1 and 2. Discard card from blah. Roll 1 die for each in play war column. If the die result is less than a war column strength, reduce it by strength 1. Okay, that's always going to be the case because the war column has a strength 8. So we're going to reduce it by 1 down to 7. Okay, so that was raid. Next up is hunt. I'm going to pay for this. Hunt. If a ravaged counter in enemy space, blah, then this gets removed. Okay, no hunting happens. Then hunt again. We pay 3. Or actually we pay 3 like this. No, we pay 3 like this. And we hunt again. And we remove another ravaged token. And then we have one more hunt, for which we have to pay 2. Or actually we're going to, yeah, no, it's fine, we're going to pay like this. And that means we roll a territory die. 5 is down here, and we remove 1 bison belonging to it. So we have 1, 2. And we rolled a 2, so it's this one that goes to the stock. Done. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not usually looking after my place like this, but I do hate it when there is a mess up on the game space. Yeah. Okay. So now it's interesting because we still have 5 points, but we have no available actions. Let's see what happens if we have exhausted all of our actions. Okay, increase this by 2 and put everything back in the box. And that's the end of this. So we were lucky because this whole war thing didn't really happen. So everything goes back to unfinished. Why did we go here? Oh, it's because we hunted, but we couldn't go back. That's why. So. Now, the question is, what are we going to do? Our culture points are 3. We have 2 AP. Oh, actually, now is a new round, so this goes up. And we now have to take the war column phase, because we've never had this before, because we've never had a war column at the beginning of a round. So, step 1, discard card from the war event box. There isn't any. If no war column, we draw 1 card from the war deck, and I'm going to switch out the camera now. In which case we just